All right, now let's just talk about graphing sinusoidal functions just as a summary. At the front, we have the amplitude. That's like a vertical stretch. How high and how low will the wave travel? Here, the B has to do with the frequency or frequency or the period. How often will it occur? This shifts us left and right. Well, really, it's a combination of the C and the B. That shifts us left and right. D shifts us up and down. It's the same whether it be cosine or sine. The only difference in these two graphs is that cosine starts at its maximum. The y-axis is at its maximum. Sine, it starts at the origin. It's the only difference in those two. So let's look at finding the equation. It says the tides in the Bay of Fundy in New Brunswick, Canada, have extreme highs and lows every day. That means the waves. The table shows the high tides for one lunar month. Write a trigonometric function that models the height of the tides as a function of time x, where x equals 1 represents the first day of the month. Okay, so this is saying here's x, these are y's. This is going to be another x column. So this is x's here, these are y's. This is still x, this is still y. They just combine these two together. All right, so we're going to write an equation from here. Now here's a picture of a scatter plot of this data. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the calculator. So from here, what we're going to have to do is we'll take these values and we're going to enter them in to our calculators and do a regression. So I'm going to go up here to list and spreadsheets. Now this is going to take a while. I know it will. So what I'm going to do is I'll start with you, then I'll pause the video and pick back up after I type them in. So we know that the days go from 1, 2, 3, all the way through to 30, and these are the values. I'm just going to do, I've done 3 there, and I'm going to do these 3, then I'll pause the video. So we have 25.9, 25.8, 25.6. And 25.6. And I'll go on, and then I'll pick back up here with you in a second. All right, I told you it was only going to be a second. I've typed in all 30 days, and now what you do is you go to Menu, Statistics, and go to Stat Calculations. So Menu, Stats, and we're going to go and find Sinusoidal Regression. There it is. It's letter C. So X list, you put X. Y list, you put Y. Hit Enter, and way up at the top, it should have my equation. It's in A sine, here's the form, A sine bx plus c plus d. And these are the values here. So there's our values that we need. I'm going to just copy these over. Whoops. And now I'm going to bring it down right here. And from here we can get our equation. So this is the equation here. It's in the form of y equals, and I'll round to the nearest hundredth, 1.71 sine, because the A goes in front of sine, and then you have the B, which is 0.36 x, and then you have plus C here. So I have plus, this is 1.67 when I round, and then on the D is going to be plus 25.55 again when I round. And that's what would provide this function. So that's how you do that using lists and spreadsheets. You can walk through here to try to find this. And again, if you're going to use Desmos, all right, if you needed to use Desmos, again, as a reminder, well, how you use Desmos is you'll type in like y1 equals, but instead of using an equal sign, if you want to use regression, you use this little squiggly. And then you put in the equation. We said the equation is A times sine, and you put in parentheses, B times x, but instead of just x, you'll do like x1, and then you'll do your plus C. And then the outside, you'll do a plus D. And so now that you have the equation set up the way you want to find it, let me make sure they want sine and not cosine. Oh, no, they wanted cosine here. So all you'd have to do is back over here. Excuse me. You would change this to a cosine. And then you'd go down below and you would just insert in a table. And you need to change these to where they're lined up, so meaning x1 and y1, because that's what we used up above. And so the values, you'd come over here, and you say 1, 32, 2, 38, and so on and so forth. And you would just go through that way. So the x value would be January and February, and we had, I think it was 31, 38, and you would just keep putting in values like that, and it'll be plotting over here. Let me zoom out a little bit, and you can see that it's already trying to form the equation up there. But yeah, you just go 32, 38, 47, so I did mess that one up. It should have been 32. And then this would be 47 over at 3, and so on like that. And you just keep on working until you get your equation. Up here, it'll tell you your actual equation.